Alright guys, welcome back to the Gran Turismo 3 Price Car Challenge playthrough. Yeah, alright, it's been a while since I filmed this, and I know I say that a lot whenever I do this, but the last episode went up about 14 days ago, probably by the time you guys are seeing this. I'm filming this the day before this one goes up, which is unusual for me, as I'm typically pretty on top of stuff, but life has been really busy lately. Work keeps me busy. A lot of you guys may not know I'm getting married next year, so there's been a lot of preparations for that. Lots of birthdays to celebrate. A lot of my family was born in October. Um, Anniversaries. Me and my fiance celebrated our 4-year anniversary this month. So it definitely has taken a lot of time away from time that I typically would spend filming these videos for this channel and stuff of that nature. I've made some upgrades to my PC in the time frame. Like, it's just been a very busy time for me. So today we're going to be tying up some loose ends. Try to get as close as we can to finishing the beginner league. Trying to see what all we still have left to do. So we have the MR challenge, which now that I have the NSX Type R, we can handle that. Stars and Stripes, we still have to do. And then the Audi TT, the Mercedes, the Altezza, the Vitz, the Type R. A lot of the, pretty much the one mixed up. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cups still to do here. And that'll be it for Beginner League. And we'll have... Technically, I've seen credits, so technically that counts, but I'm not going to count it until we get both endings, which is only done by being in the beginner and amateur leagues. So we're going to handle that today as well. So, yeah, so we still have to do... I don't know if I need to go back and do that one Beetle Cup race I didn't do. If that will count, I guess we'll find out when we get to it. So, obviously, the big hurdle is still figuring out the Mercedes stuff, because I don't have one. So... this is, of course, going to be what kind of ends the run, so to speak, because there is technically no way to beat Gran Turismo 3 with just prize cars, because there's no way to get a Mercedes without having a Mercedes already. I've checked the prize car list left, right, and center, and there is nowhere to get a Mercedes, which is really unfortunate. So we do have some options here. We have pretty much almost enough to get the CL600. I would love to have the CL600. It's a car I've never driven in GT before. With a V12 as well. It'd be our biggest engine we've ran so far. I don't even think we've gone above a V6 yet, have we? Let's see. I don't even know what cars I have anymore. Yeah, I mean, it looks like literally every car in my garage either has 4 or 6 cylinders. So we definitely have some work to do on that to get something other than a 6-cylinder. So I guess we'll go ahead and handle the MR challenge first, because, I mean, one of this is going to be short races anyway. But that way we can get this knocked out. We can try to find out what to do here next. I'm leaning... I really don't know what to do next, because I need to get the stuff figured out with the Mercedes and with the Altezza, because I know where I can get the Altezza from. Is this car stock? I don't think it'll affect too much, because I mean, it being stock, I mean, this thing's got plenty of grunt to make this race easy peasy. A little stutter from the game there. So, I'm going to apologize in advance for being a little rusty. I mean, it's been a while since I sat down and played this, so I got to completely recalibrate to the physics. I've been playing a lot of GT7 and a lot of iRacing, so this game does not play like either one of those. So, you know, got to get readied up for that. Big slide there. Try to get a little bit there we go. Okay, so that was probably a bit slower than I could have taken it. I probably could have given a bit more grunt through that corner, but taking the safe line. We're already about 2 seconds out of the Opel Speedster in second. Taking the brakes a little bit there. Let's try to get through here. This thing has definitely not got any punch in the mid-range. I guess that's getting close to the higher RPMs in this engine, but Man, it felt sluggish coming up that hill. Into third. There we go. So obviously I'm not going to cut the chicane this time because there's no need to. We've got a pretty stout lead at this point. I do miss the chicane though. I really wish they would have brought that back when they redid it for GT7. I get why they didn't. They wanted an extra overtaking zone. Because I mean, Trial Mountain in and of itself doesn't have a whole lot of overtaking zones. You pretty much have this upcoming corner right here and pretty much the mountain section here. And then if you're lucky, the end of the straight. If you can pull a little bit of a Daniel Ricciardo there, but not a whole lot of overtaking zones on this track. It's kind of hard to get around people on this track. Like I said, you have some opportunities through these corners, but definitely like not a ton. So I get why they added that chicane at the end. They changed the chicane, I guess, at the end of Trial Mountain. But it would have been nice to have the original layout for sure. All right, about 2.5 seconds, and this is going to be the last lap of the race, of course. Pretty impressed with this thing so far. I'm pretty sure this car's stock, because, I mean, I'm looking at the odometer, and it says 3. So, I mean, I don't think I've driven it yet. So, that's something. And, yeah, it definitely does not feel like anything's been done to this car. I saw a little bit of rear end slide there. I was able to catch it. And, of course, traction control is assisting me there. I feel like I am. If I'm going to have to buy a car for this run, the CL600 is going to be the car to do it with. I wish there was a way to get the CLK DTM without having a Mercedes already, as that is the only Mercedes prize car. But, like I said, you have to have a Mercedes to get to it. So, that does suck. But I'm going to try to save that. Much like I did the truck challenge in GT4, I'm going to save that for last. So that way we can see how much of the game you can technically beat with prize cars only. Alright, that was pretty painless. Let's go ahead and handle the second race at Deep Forest. So this is going to be another one. This is probably going to be shorter than Trial Mountain. Trial Mountain's a fairly lengthy race. This one, not so much. Deep Forest is usually pretty painless and, you know. Alright, pretty much the same grid from last time. 2 Speedsters, an MR2, and 2 MRSs, which we got here in the States also as the MR2. It's actually one of my favorite Toyotas. I love the MRS/MR2 Spider. I know the second-gen MR2s were technically better, which we conveniently have right here, this white one here. I know that technically is the better car. It's also more likely to kill you. The MR2 Spider is just, I don't know, there's just something about it that I've always liked more than the old one. And I know for a fact that I am probably in the minority on that. Like, I know that the second-gen MR2 is beloved. I'm sure a lot of people think just because I'm so diehard German that I don't care for Japanese cars anymore, but I actually do. Like, I really love the NSX. I love the Skylines. I love the Supra. That was always, like, my favorite Japanese car. Even now, even with the Mark V. But, of course, I'm sure most people can see that coming, considering I also really like German cars. And, of course, I'm going to like the new Supra, because, oh, it's got a BMW motor. But, yeah, I genuinely do like a lot of Japanese cars. Most of my friends have Japanese cars. I was the first one to kind of break the tradition in my friend group. Most of my friends, if not all of my friends, have owned strictly Japanese or domestic cars, U.S. cars, for those outside of the U.S. where domestic may mean different. You know, me and my friends have always been, you know, pretty tight-knit on our car hobbies, but, you know, we all went to JDM stuff, and I didn't. I kind of broke the trend. I went to a German car from a truck, so that was when that started. I mean, granted, a lot of people have followed suit. Now we've got, I believe, 4 in total German cars in our friend group now, which I was the first one. So 2 GTIs, including mine, and then 2 of my friends have Audis. We have a S5 and an RS3 in the friend group, and pretty solid lineup. We just need to we got one friend left who's not owned a German yet. We need to get him in one. He's more of a Mercedes guy, though. oddly enough, most of the Japanese cars that my friend group has had have been VQs. We've had, let's see, one of my friends, Kason, let you guys know who does a lot of the GT7 stuff with me, has had 2 VQ platforms. He's had a G35 and a G37. He had a Sentra SER Spec V at one point, which is a pretty unique car that not a lot of people have anymore. Kind of one of those niche cars. I feel like kind of like the Volkswagen R32 in a lot of ways. Just very niche. Not a lot of people have them. Stuff like that. And then one of my other friends, the same one as the RS3, still owns a 350Z. And then I got a friend with a 370Z. So, I mean, a lot of VQs in the friend group. And then we have a Mazda Speed 3, which is a really fun car. We've had 3 of those in the friend group in years past. So, lots of Speed 3s running around in our group and a lot of VQs running around in our group. All right, we're going to round the final corner here at Deep Forest. This thing is really solid. Probably one of my favorite cars I've driven so far in this series. Other than it just kind of feels a little underpowered. But, I mean, it's a bone stock car. Which, I mean, we haven't done a lot of stuff with bone stock cars. Typically, I get these cars and I just build them immediately. I think the only cars who really messed with stock was the blue Miata at the very beginning of this playthrough. Kind of like the Pulsar in GT2. Well, I don't know. I don't think I drove the Pulsar stock during that playthrough in GT2 Plus. I think the Pulsar was modified before you even race 1 in the game. Which, speaking of GT2, I know I talked about this in a community post, but when the new version of GT2 Plus comes out, 1.2 comes out, I believe it's 1.2. I am going to be doing a live Let's Play on that. We are going to eventually go back and finish GT1 and Forza 4, but it's been pretty requested to do GT2 Plus or GT2 A-Spec. So we're going to do GT2 A-Spec. I might have said GT2 Plus a minute ago. I've already done that. That's a whole playlist. But GT2 A-Spec we're going to do a playthrough on live, which I think will be really fun. I'm really looking forward to doing that because I've played a little bit. I've been trying to save A-Spec for something special, and that's why I haven't done any videos with it since I did videos on the developer builds. I worked on a project that I haven't quite finished yet with GT2 A-Spec. Trying to get it running on real hardware, and I'm literally very close. The only thing I got to do really is order some different discs because the DVDRs or CDRs that I had access to when I created the first disc, it's one of those that has like the custom label on the top. The discs are old. They were built in 08, like they're really old discs. So, it's not like now where you can kind of thin that stuff out. But like the printable label on the front of the disc, or the top of the disc. Lots of lag there. My goodness. Wow, I haven't seen this level of lag in this since I was running the old PCSX too. Oh, I know what's wrong. Hold on a second. For some odd reason, sometimes when my my T300, my Thrustmaster is plugged in, I have issues running this game. And it's happened with GT4 as well for some reason. I don't know if something will randomly trip the driver on my Thrustmaster wheel, which is already pretty buggy. 9 times out of 10, I have to unplug it and plug it back in every time I use it with my PC if I leave it plugged in after I power my PC off. Because for those who are curious, I am running this on an emulator. I mean, I don't know how much I've said about it, but I am running this on PCSX2. This is not on real hardware. I know a lot of people may frown at that, but I'm not deleting my childhood save for this. Like, I refuse. That's why I use emulators a lot, is because I don't want to lose saves that I created when I was a kid. I'm very nostalgic for that kind of stuff. My friend Hayden knows all about this, because I did not want to reset Pokemon Diamond. I wanted to play through Diamond so bad, but I did not want to reset Diamond. And at the time, I was very against using emulators. So I wound up deleting Diamond, and I'm still mad at myself about it now. Because that was my OG save from when I was a kid. I mean, I had a lot of fun playing through it again, don't get me wrong, I love that game. But, man, it made me mad at myself for doing that. So I have sworn off of deleting old saves after that. And that includes my GT3 save from when I was younger and all that stuff. That's why like my GT4 save, my original GT4 save is still intact on my PS2. I refuse to delete it. The save that I started when I was a teenager because I got the game super late. Stuff like that. Lot of rear end lift in that corner there. Definitely a lot of weight transfer with this car. But I mean, like I said, it's a bone stock car and it's a road car. It's not even a race car. I mean, it is the NSX Type R, but that doesn't automatically mean this is like a JGTC GT500 car. All right, rounding the final corner here. We're going to head on to the straight here and take home our final race win of this series. It's been a pretty painless run, I would say. Not bad at all. So I would obviously go and do Stars and Stripes, but the issue is I don't have an American car. I still need to get a hold of an American car, and I'm not going to buy one because obviously what's the point of the run at that point if I'm buying cars? So far, so good. I have to look up the price card list real fast. I don't even know what I get for this. It looks like an MR Spider or MRS. Yep, there it is. Love the MRS, and it's my favorite color. I love blue, so I'm pretty happy with that. And I love like there's like a hint of detail in the interior. It's a shame that there was no like even hybrid cockpit view in this game because I thought that'd been kind of cool. I know GT4 had it. And I know GT4 Spec 2 has it, but you know. All right, so literally the only 3 race cup we have left in beginner league is Stars and Stripes. So once we can handle that, we're golden. Well, and the Evo stuff, which I can technically do. That might be what I handle next. Actually, is the Evo stuff. And we have the NSX now for the Type R Cup here as well, which I believe I handled already. Was that one of the ones I've done already? Was it the Amateur Type R that I did? Yeah, it was the Amateur Type R. So we are going to handle the Evo meeting, I guess. We have some credits now, and I know technically I have enough to buy the Mercedes, but like I said, that's going to be something I handle later. So the question is, which Evo? I thought I had 2 Evos. Do I not only have the Evo 4? Okay, I only have my Evo 4. I thought I had an Evo 6 as well. I guess I didn't. Unless I sold it at some point, which is possible. I don't remember if I've done the oil change in this. I'm going to go ahead and do that as well. We're not going to go crazy with this. This is a beginner league race. Like, I don't need to go nuts with it. Pretty much just going to put tires, maybe an exhaust. We're going to put some wheels on it too, obviously. I don't quite think this is a car that can pull BBSs off quite like I like it to. Do I want to go with the white tees? I do not want to do bronze in this car. Those wheels are hideous. Even worse, the blue tees don't look very good. Well, I appear to already have the white tees I would want to run. So I am going to put those on the car. When I was younger, I actually made it my mission to buy every single wheel in the game at one point. And I did it, actually. I had every single wheel available in the game. So any wheel that I wanted to put on the car, I could. That's what I love about GT3s. You could do that. All right, so we're going to go in here to tires. We're just going to go to the sports tires for now. When we bump up to the amateur league stuff, we may go to like racing hards. Or I guess in this game, the super slicks or the slicks. And then we're going to throw a... Let's go and do the semi-racing. We'll get it to right at 300 horsepower and call it a day. And then... How much will the racing chip get us? It'll give us a 310. We'll go ahead and do that. Get us a 310. I don't think we're going to need anything else. So, we should be okay. Maybe I'll do suspension. Get the sport suspension here. Just the cheap kit. We don't need anything crazy. Right now. Like I said, maybe in the future. For the amateur league EVO meeting. But now we're set to where we can handle that pretty painlessly. All right, Laguna, Trial Mountain, and Midfield. Pretty solid lineup of tracks. Some of my favorite tracks. Should be a nice, solid series here. I don't remember if this gives the Mines Evo or if it gives a different Evo. Now, you guys already know my thing with Evos, GT2 Plus. If you guys watched that series, which if you haven't, I recommend it. That was a really fun Let's Play I did. I don't know. Okay, this does benefit from reverse shifting a little bit, so we might take advantage of that a little bit here. It's a little slow on that one. Okay, it looks like 310 may not have been enough power for this race. We are running out of grip a little bit understeer. try to just play aggressive a little bit here. We're gonna go over here so I can see a little bit better. You know, a little scared there and dab the brakes. The TME's gonna run off to the gravel there a little bit. I'm gonna try to play a little aggressive here. No contact there, but we're not able to make that stick. This is a TME as well. Okay, maybe I should have done a little bit more work to the car, because this TME behind me is gaining on me quite fast, I might add. A little bit of contact there, but it's okay. It's just an AI, doesn't have feelings. This Evo 7 behind me is going to kind of be a bit of a pain. We have one more TME out front, I believe. Oh, man, that was a lot. I thought I had a little bit more grip than that. It's a little bit harder to kind of ease onto the gas in this game than it is in GT4 or later games. So we're just under a second behind this Evo 6 now. We're going to try to... Or maybe a 5 for all I know, but I'm assuming it's a 6. It's got a different badge on the back. I see that. See if I can kind of give him some grief here through here. He's going to run a little wide into the gravel, but he's not going to get too crazy with it. Oh, no. Okay, so we just got a few corners left. We can make up that ground a little bit, but it's going to be tough. That exit of that corner was so sloppy, but we just kind of either ran out of talent or ran out of grip. I really don't know. Okay, we're down to 3/10. We can make it happen here. It's an Evo 4 as well. That was kind of unfortunate. That's an Evo 5. I don't know what they're on about. I think. Yeah, that's a 5. Why did the badge look like it looked like the Evo 4 badge on the side? But on the last corner, we make it happen, and that is going to be our race win. That was definitely tighter than I would have definitely liked. But Yellow Evo takes the win there. I know this car is meme-worthy. But wasn't the Yellow Evo an Evo 5? I can't remember. All right, let's head on to race 2. Man, that was a little bit tougher than I would have liked. But sometimes challenge makes things more interesting for you guys. I'm sure you guys probably don't want to see me just run away with race wins all the time in this series. I know y'all haven't, actually. A lot of races I've actually lost in this series, so let's see how this goes. Try to blend in with the... Back this view so I can be a bit more confident. Alright, so we're in a P5 already. Not the best start, but, I mean, we are hanging up tight here. Looks like we have a 6, maybe a TME in front. I do see a red TME there. I don't know if this white one's a TME, though. I do really like the red TME with the stripe. It's probably one of my favorite looks on an Evo. I know Adam LZ did it with the time attack car that we haven't seen on his channel in ages, it feels like. Oh, man, that was unfortunate. Oh, we both did that. So we got this black TME right here. We're going to try to see if I can get him on the inside a little bit. He's going to be able to... He just has just enough grip to get away from me. We're going to try a little bit of drafting here. See if we can get around him as we head down into this main braking zone here. I tried a little bit of late braking, but I just kind of lost confidence. We were able to make it stick, though, which was important. So Alright, here we go. Gonna head down into the chicane. The red TME managed to get P2. As you guys can see there, he's gonna run a little wide there. He's kind of riding the curb a little bit. So we head down into the chicane here. Try not to take some air. Ooh, that was a little sketch. Okay, run a little wide there. It's okay though. We'll bounce back. Alright, let's head down into the straight here. I'm going to try to ease on the throttle here. Whew. It's a little bit easier for me this go around than Laguna was. Laguna was a pretty rough race. But we were able to make it count. I guess the little bit of power advantage I have, maybe, if I have one at all. Like I said, I'm not entirely sure because the TME was right on me at Laguna Seca. We were able to kind of rebound a little bit. Alright, let's head down into this corner here. Little bit of braking induced oversteer. I felt a little bit of the rear end coming out there. Heading down into the chicane. Let's wrap this up. And shift up into fifth. Try not to get too much air. And that is a very safe race win. I wouldn't necessarily say that was comfortable, but you know, we were able to make it happen. This made me want to go play GT7 again. It's been a while since I played GT7 as well. I kind of put that game down in favor of iRacing. But now I'm kind of mad at iRacing because I got screwed out of an AI race. Got a black and orange flag when the car was perfectly fine. Like, there was no damage. I went and cycled through all the cameras and got to look at everything. I mean, the only thing I can think of is the game, like, said I had a blowout and I didn't. Like, bruh. Other thing, too, is VR works perfectly with GT7, whereas it works like crap with iRacing. With my PSVR 2, at least. Maybe it just needs a bit more time for the software to get, you know, better. We're on our way here at midfield. One of my favorite tracks in GT. I have a lot of love for this track. So, always makes me happy to see it. I used to call this my home circuit. And that was, of course, until Road Atlanta made its way into GT7. Because I used to spend a lot of time on this track. This used to be where I would test cars. It's where I would practice and learn how to control some cars. This was the track that was the foundation for my sim racing abilities today. I took my very first online race win ever here during a seasonal event in GT6. First major online race win, I should say. I would say that, you know, up until then, I hadn't done a lot of online racing. My parents tried to keep me away from online multiplayer games when I was younger. Being a kid on the spectrum, it kind of makes sense. You're very impressionable. You get in with, you know, people that aren't so trustworthy on the internet, and you're very impressionable because you're a young kid on the spectrum. Not a good time. Oh, we all ran wide there. The Evo 7, though. 3 wide with those two going into the final corners. They're all going to run wide. Let's see if we can punish them here, and we do. The white Evo is completely spun out. Wow, I should have been a commentator. That is crazy. That is... I've never seen the AI get that vicious before. That's crazy. Like, GT3's AI is notoriously bad, but that was vicious. Gonna run out of talent or maybe understeer. This red TME's gonna try to get me here. He's gonna go wide, probably my doing. He's gonna hit me going into this corner. I'm gonna have to fight like my life depends on it the rest of this lap, it looks like. These guys are feisty. This AI is homicidal. These guys are out to end my career at this point. My goodness. The Evo, the TME is going to get a little bit of oversteer. I can see in the rearview mirror a little bit of oversteer on that car. I'm going to have to downshift. We're scrubbed a lot of speed going to that. I feel like if I disabled the TCS, I didn't even think about that. Like if I disabled the traction control or lowered it, it might be a little bit better. I don't think it would have helped the understeer very much, but it would have at least helped with how much speed we scrub off. Coming out of corners. We're going to see they're going to run wide again, and that's going to help us out a little bit. Because I took that corner way too slow. Let's see if they run wide again here. It looks like they are going to take it like a normal person. And I lost a lot of speed there, so we're going to be fighting like crazy. The blue and the white Evo in the back went wide there, though, so it's going to save us there from them a little bit. We are going to barely bring it home. Just under 4/10 separating me in second place there. What a crazy way to end this one off. My goodness. That was wild. Alright, let's see what our prize card for this is. I could definitely tell it's an Evo. This might be the Mine's Evo. Or now I have two of the same car. Okay, I used that Star Wars joke when I had the two NB Miatas, and now I literally have two yellow Evos. And not only that, they're Evo 4s. I have two yellow Evo 4s. How does that happen? That's crazy, bro. I can't even. Why do I have two of these now? And now there's two of them. Like, you gotta be kidding me. Okay. I don't know what I'm gonna do with two yellow Evos. There should be an achievement for this. There should be a freaking achievement in the top right of my screen. And I'm saying, there's two of them. And I now have two of the most meme-worthy cars in GT history. Like, that's not the pink Vits. How did this even happen? Alright, well, I guess on that bombshell, it's time to end this one. Hope you guys like my Top Gear reference. And hope you guys like this video. This was super fun. I had a lot of fun with this one. I hope you guys did too. There's a lot of crazy battles. I think that's going to be kind of the formula going forward. I'm going to try to just slightly modify these cars and try to keep them extremely comparable to what the rest of the grid should be running. But yeah, this was just nuts. That was a really crazy way to end this episode off. Not only with the second yellow Evo, but just just some of the battles we had during the Evo Cup. The MR Challenge was pointlessly easy, but the Evo Cup definitely gave us a run for our money. So thank you guys. I will see you guys next time and have a great day.